Thank you, Mr. President. It's been a long day and we're trying to wrap up, but I've been listening for somebody to talk about what I think needs to be said, and I haven't heard it in quite the way I wanted it said, so I'm forced to say it myself. But at the beginning of session, we were looking at something like a $3 billion problem statement, and after having been through so many budgets, consecutive budgets, where we just kick the can down the road, more and more people are suffering. The food bank lines are getting longer. More and more are homeless. I mean, 27,000 kids, homeless students. I mean, that's just unconscionable. And we're talking about the next generation being less educated than we are. And now that phrase is becoming passé because we've been saying that for so long, and we're not doing anything about it, really. To me, a budget is a value statement. And on a budget, I've heard the word no taxes, no taxes, no taxes. Yeah, fine, you walk up to anybody on the street, hey, you want me to tax you? Of course you're gonna get a no. But you ask them, hey, should we take a look at tax loopholes maybe? Do you think you're getting ripped off? Well, yeah, let's take a look at them. I mean, I have not heard hardly anybody on the street in my district say, no, let's not take a look at tax loopholes, they're off limits. Never hear that. But what I think is really missing is that sort of vision for what kind of society do we want to live in. So I would like to take us back to just maybe, without giving away my age, a half a century ago. What kind of world were we living in back then? I mean, our parents and our grandparents really built America. And how did they do that? They had a philosophy that those who get the most out of the system are morally obligated to put the most back into the system, and that's how we build a system for everybody. Everybody has opportunity. Something happened along the way around 1980, and that philosophy shifted. And we bought into this concept that those who get the most out of the system ought to keep it because they'll magically trickle down jobs to the rest of us. And you can see how well that philosophy has worked. So now we've got the greatest disparity between the uber wealthy and the rest of us since the Great Depression, which was caused actually by the Roaring '20s because this huge disparity led up to that backlash. So I think that our grandparents and our parents taught us how to build America. I think if you look around us, you talk to the average working person, and they are feeling scared. They're scared for their families. They're scared for their job security. They don't know what tomorrow brings. They could get laid off. They could get injured and not have health care. God forbid. Family security is what we are all hoping for, but we're not building that in this budget. We can't say we're going to focus on education, yet throw all of these poor souls under the bus on the way. And that's what we're doing. That's what this budget does. So we have to take a real look within ourselves to say, what kind of future do we want for our children? What kind of world do we want them to live in? Do we want them to live in a world where we've got the uber 0.1% controlling everything, and the rest of us are scrambling with 2 and 3 part-time jobs each trying to make ends meet? Our parents lived in a time where one breadwinner could bring home enough and still save for a college fund for their children. Those days seem so long ago. But they're not impossible to go back to. I think we need to view ourselves internally and say, what are we really wanting for our children? And I think we all are people of good conscience. We all want the best for our children. The question is, how do we get there? We can't do it by throwing people under the bus. I think we have to reevaluate our values and the way that we're going to implement those values through the budget. Shared sacrifice, we're all gonna pitch in to build an America where all of our children have equity of opportunity for success. That's what America's about. And that's what our parents built. But that's not where we're going right now. And unless we really take a look at fixing our revenue system, it's gonna continue to go downhill. We'll be kicking the can down the road every legislative session, writing all cuts budgets after all cuts budgets because nobody wants to talk about taxes. We have to take that head on. We need to build a picture of that society we want to see and then to get determined on reaching that goal. And it's about all of us paying our fair share to get there. So, Mr. President, I'm going to be a no on this because I don't think it fits my vision for what I want for my children. Thank you.
Mr. President, 30 yeas, 18 nays, 1 excused.
Having received the constitutional majority, substitute Senate Bill 5034 is declared passed. Title of the bill be the title of the act.